Welcome to Investors Insights. Our topic today is noisy news, real earnings. And we've got plenty of noisy news. And we got good earnings to work with. So hopefully today we will rise above that noisy news for our viewers. Bobby, you brought up a lot of the details happening this week. Talk about that.
You said it. We got a lot of noise this week. June is historically one of the more volatile months. And this week we've got a lot of possible noise. We've got Comey testifying to Congress. We've got the UK elections. We've got the European Central Bank meeting. That's going to be very important. And so it's very important to take a step back and know that the bottom line is earnings matter more than politics right now. And the market is showing that.
Yes.
And so inflation's at a good point. So we're staying the course as investors.
Yeah, and we're seeing corporate earnings doing extremely well, which we're thrilled about. So at the same time, though, we had an interesting number come out on productivity. You've got to be productive. You've got to have earnings. Right. Trey, you did a fantastic job talking about that. Elaborate a little bit.
So this morning, the productivity numbers for the first quarter were revised up from negative 0.6 to flat to zero.
Zero.
And productivity is very important for people to understand because productivity is, you have the total number of people working, but then how productive were those people per hour? So the more productive an individual is, the more profitable a company can be off that individual, and the better the economy can grow. So zero, not really great, much better than 0.6, but if we want to see those earnings continue to go up that Bobby was talking about, we really need to see this productivity go up. That per person, per hour growth rate helps GDP, helps earnings, helps companies, helps the whole economy.
Well, and that's what we were talking about in the meeting, that we're at record unemployment.
That's right.
So people are getting hired.
Yeah.
So what's the problem here? Why aren't they being productive?
That's it. That's the problem is we have record unemployment. We have extremely high hiring rates, great jobs numbers, but the people aren't very productive per person. And I think it's more to do with the jobs they're taking on and less to do with how productive each individual is.
Well, what about the threat of technology and robots and all that?
I think if everyone, you see it in the news, Bill Gates coming out thinking robots are taking people's jobs. Well, if robots were taking jobs, they'd be a heck of a lot more productive than 0% growth.
Right.
If robots were taking people's jobs, then I think we'd see productivity shooting up and jobs being down. What this shows to me is jobs are up, people are doing these jobs and they're not very productive at it.
Right. In fact, you did such a great job to our viewers. We're going to do a special vlog tomorrow that we encourage you to watch about Trey explaining productivity and where that can take us. And it's been a concern of ours for some time, and I think you gave some great explanation on that. So thrilled you're going to be doing that. Mm-hmm. Ashley, from your standpoint, though, productivity, in terms of productivity, infrastructure.
Absolutely.
Isn't that going to be a topic this week?
Absolutely.
Rising above the noise?
It is. Speaking today, this is Infrastructure Day at the White House. President Trump is meeting on that subject, $1 trillion with a T that they're looking at. And the interesting thing that they're talking about today is possibly privatizing the air traffic control system. That's one good example. That's kind of a newer wave of infrastructure. And then kind of later in the week, it'll be sort of older wave as the president travels along the Ohio River, talking about some of the older infrastructure, sort of in the Rust Belt.
Right.
So that's going to get a lot of focus this week.
Right, so that could increase even more productivity in terms of jobs, and at the same time, it's a new way of doing things.
Corporate way.
Corporate way, the corporate way of and reinventing government dynamics, corporate, private, public sector working together. Everybody agree with me on that?
Yes.
So we're going to be watching that closely. So on that note, we hope you have a great week. It's going to be a very eventful week. We're going to keep you updated. We appreciate you taking time to watch this, and please send it to others as you have, as well as continue the emails and phone calls as we have interaction and debate and discussion. Talk to you soon. Thanks.